Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to talk about my online clients, Kenneth. Kenneth lives in UK and he contacted me 4 months ago due to his lumbar spine disc herniation. Kenneth has L5 S1 disc herniation and he was suffering from pain, sciatica pain. He was not able to walk. He was in a severe pain and he ended up quit his job. And in this video, I share with you his recovery over the last 4 months and how's he getting on right now. Kenneth was a really special client for me because I knew that he's gonna recover, but initially on the first consultation, he was not sure that he can actually get rid of this pain. It was really debilitating for him and mentally and physically was affecting his life. In this video, you can see how's he getting on, and the biggest win of this video that Kenneth not only recovered from his injury, but he already started to pursue his dream job and he's back in action, pain-free, and he's doing work that he really loves, and he basically shared in this video his story. If you're suffering from chronic lower back pain due to lumbar disc bulges can be really debilitating and it might take up to 4 to 6 months for your recovery. But if you have a plan and clarity what you need to do, things become much easier. That's what I see with my online clients. When they have structure and plan, they do much better in comparison to people who just randomly follow some routine through different videos and different exercises through different physio, etc. If you're suffering from chronic lower back pain due to lumbar disc bulges, I help globally people all around the world with give them some clarity what they need to do and help them with the routine, with a customized plan that they can do at home without any equipment. I would be more than happy to get you started right away. You can always contact me through the link below and book an online consultation and we can get you started right away. If you've never been in this channel, my name is Bob. I'm a physical therapist and the purpose of this channel is to help people like yourself with simple tips and exercise for quicker recovery. Make sure to subscribe my channel for my weekly updates and don't forget to press that like button. Let's get started. We've been working, Kenneth, I suppose for quite some time now, more than 4 months, right? I think today we got to a really good stage of your recovery because you are almost pain-free. You're doing much more than what you used to do, and I would like to just literally share your story because you start in a different phase and you had some doubts whether I'm going to get better, etc. Maybe you just go through that, Kenneth, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. So I used to work in a Chinese takeaway, which was quite a challenging job. You're always on your feet for about 12, 14 hours a day. Barely get a break. If you did get a break, it was just 5 minutes sitting down, then you were back up on your feet again. So I've been doing that job for about 4 years, and then just in December there last year, I was doing some exercise, and then next minute I got up and I felt something wrong with my back, but I didn't do anything about it. I continued as I just thought it was I pulled a muscle or something. So I went to work the next day. And then that day when I was lifting something from work, I came back and I just felt, oh, I've definitely done something over my back. Something's happening in my body here. So then I got recommended to go see a chiropractor.
Got you.
I've been to the chiro, done that once a week. He was just doing the massages and doing what the chiro normally does.
Got you.
At that point, I think I spent quite a lot of money with the chiro. Done about 8 sessions with him. Wasn't really progressing. So then I spoke to my GP. Actually, when I first had the injury, I spoke to the GP already. I registered that I had this pain, but then I was put on a waiting list. I saw the GP every 3 months, but there wasn't really much progression. They said they would have to refer me to see a specialist,
Got
like
you.
to a different department that specializes in the back.
And
They
this is
did look.
private or this is this is from NHS, I suppose.
This is from NHS.
Got you.
Yeah, from the NHS. With the NHS, there was quite a long waiting list. They diagnosed it as sciatica, but for the treatment, that was going to be further down the line. So I had to just continue with this pain. At this time, I was still going to work, and then it got to the point where it was just that painful. I had to take some more days off work.
Got you.
And then thought I couldn't be waiting on this waiting list forever. so I had to go private. So I decided
And
to go to.
what was the symptoms in that stage, Kenneth? Like when you say painful, what was it? Like was it just the sciatica pain, or what else was it?
Yeah, so the pain, it was just a sharp pain running down my right leg.
Hmm.
I was waking up in the morning and I was really stiff. The leg was really stiff. I could barely walk when I went to work because my work involved lifting a lot of heavy things. So I
Gotcha.
couldn't barely lift anything heavy. I stood for about half an hour, and then uh, my leg was just in that much pain. I had to sit down. But even when I sat down, I just couldn't get comfortable. When I sat down, and I can feel the pain in my hamstring. So the only way I could get comfortable was actually to lie down flat on my
Got
back.
you. Got you.
That was the worst it had ever been, where I had to just lie down. If I didn't lie down, I could basically I couldn't do anything. Didn't feel like I
Got you.
was any good to anyone. So
Hmm.
I went to get private care. So uh, it was back in March, April time this year. I went to the private doctors, private hospital.
Yeah.
Um, I seen a consultant there. The consultant then referred me to do an MRI scan before they can diagnose what the issue was.
Got
So
you.
luckily, they got me an MRI about 2 weeks, which is very quick because if I had to wait on that NHS waiting list for
Got
an
you.
MRI, it
Would
would have
take
took me
much
about
longer.
2 years.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I got one in 2 weeks, paid a bit of money, got the MRI scan, and then
Got
the
you.
results came back, and I had a L5 S1 disc herniation,
Yes.
and we went through the pictures, the scan with the
Yeah.
consultant.
Do you
He
mind
then
if I
showed me,
share later on the scan as well? Because the herniation is quite a big herniation, um,
yeah,
and it's
it
pretty
was
big. Yeah.
it was quite daunting. I mean, it's the first time I had an MRI scan, and
Yeah.
for them to tell you that the MRI scan was actually quite serious as well, and they said you've got a few options. You can either get an injection, which was a root block injection, nerve root block,
Mm-hmm.
um, get surgery and
Gotcha.
then you just wait for it to heal. But this
Mm-hmm.
says I was in a 20% group because it should have healed in 4 months, but because it didn't heal, I was
Gotcha.
in a I was in a small group of people where it wouldn't heal. I was in a 20% group that it wasn't going to
Mm-hmm.
heal. So from then, alarm bells started ringing. I got really freaked out, I panicked, and I thought, "Oh, uh, this can't be the end of it." You know what I mean? I thought, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to walk again. I don't want to do surgery." It was just a lot going through your mind because
Yes.
people people say like you don't normally have this pain at this age. So I got quite freaked out. So then I just started to do my own research. I
Yes.
went on YouTube, Googling things, and then I came across you, Bob.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that was one of the best things that I could have ever found on YouTube was to find
Happy to
you
hear
because
that, man.
since looking at your videos, I actually watched quite a lot of your videos, Bob. I
Yeah.
watched the guy who's um, a guy from Dubai, very nice guy. I think he was called Rennie.
Rennie, yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
he was one of
Yeah.
the first success stories that I watched,
Of
and
course.
I was just so amazed how you managed to get um, Rennie back to himself
Any.
again, and now
Yeah.
because I believe that he had to go through operations. His MRI was a lot worse than mine. I think he had like
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm still in contact with Rennie. We're gonna do another review with him soon, and
okay,
he's doing really well. Yeah, he's back in the gym, he's training there. We're gonna do another review with him and hopefully soon. Yeah, but like it was like much more complicated cases in regards to how it looks, you know what I mean? The fact is that, the MRI look is like what it shows there, but it doesn't necessarily tell you how much you're in pain, you know what I mean? Not always the worst scenario of the look of the MRI it's correlate with patient with so much pain, and vice versa. Sometimes, my patient MRI looks very, very okay, and they might have a very small bulge, but they might have a severe amount of pain. You get me? All
yeah.
right. Then basically, when you went to the consultant and when they show you MRI, what they suggest you in regards to your recovery, Kenneth, before you
So they told me that I they would recommend me to get an operation on my back.
got you.
Well, actually, they asked me to get the nerve root block first, and then
Uh-huh.
if that didn't work, then get the get the operation to do the operation.
Hmm.
So, which was quite it was quite a quite a scary time because
Got you.
I didn't want to do an operation, didn't want to get an operation at all. So
I know.
that's when I thought I have to try and help myself. So that's when I came across your videos, Bob.
Got
And then I
you.
think I started doing a one-to-one consultation about 4 months ago, 4 or 5 months ago. And
Exactly.
since then, everything has been positive from there. I feel like we've been making good progress. Um, I
Absolutely.
feel like you've given me a plan to follow as well. Put a bit of like structure and routine in my life, and just give me a mindset talk as well, which I thought was very important to say. Look, it's on the mind. How do you? One important thing that you said to me, you asked me a question like, "How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel this is going to go?" And I told you that I felt like I wasn't going to go anywhere. I'm not going to get better. I'm going to have to end up going for an operation, which is a totally incorrect. You shouldn't really feel this way. You should
Yeah.
be thinking like this. If you think positively that you will get better, which you said to me, you will get better. Um, that's the main thing. And as soon as you said that, I've totally changed my mindset and I've gradually started to feel better as myself, the
Amazing.
person as well.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. And how do you find the initial consultation, Kenneth? Like, when we go through your basically MRIs and like, question, because genuinely, I get so many questions through my YouTube and people ask so many questions through the video, I mean, the videos, which is fair. But the fact is that sometimes I can't really answer the question because they send me their MRI scan and they tell me, okay, what should I do, Bob? You know, but maybe just describe what is the depth of question that we go through in the initial consultation and every session that we go through with each other, which means like how much information do I need to have from you, not just as a patient perspective, but as a person. I need to know you and understand what
yeah,
your lifestyle look like, what your thoughts are, what's your hobbies, who's your family, like what you do, who's your social support. You know what I mean? And by
yeah.
knowing that, it hugely
Yeah,
helped
just like
me.
what you mentioned, Bob, at the start. So our first consultation, we didn't really talk about like exercises and the recovery plan or anything. It was just
Yes,
basically a one-to-one chat, which was really good because um, if I'm going to be your client, we're going to have to speak to each other, build a rapport, and get to know each other a bit better, which is really good. And Bob, yourself, you're a really approachable guy. You're a very nice guy to speak to, and I think we
happy
just
to hear that.
spoke for like an hour to
Exactly.
just you were asking me a lot of questions to understand my circumstances and where I'm at. Just things about my life as well, and my hobbies and my interests, which is a very important thing, which you need to know to be able to help myself. And then you went away, and then at the end of the session, you said you were going to make me a plan, which you did. I got a plan then over within the next 24 to 48 hours, which was a lot of exercises and then also the good thing about your plan, Bob, was you didn't just give me like a Excel sheet with the exercises, which normal um, personal trainers do.
Yes,
But you can actually click onto your exercise and it brings you to your YouTube and you can actually see how the
absolutely.
exercises are done, which
Yep.
is really, really helpful. I think that's a bonus. That's a very good thing that you've got going there, Bob. Um, and then not only that, it's like that just by following those exercises, you might not be doing it right. So what you would do, Bob, was you would ask me to video myself doing these exercises, just to make sure that we're all doing these exercises properly, which is a really good thing as well.
Yeah, a bit of
So
coaching, I suppose. Everybody need that.
yeah, and sometimes it's quite people might think it's a bit skeptical. How can you do? I've been asked before, like, how can you
Yes.
do physio with someone over who's in Dublin and you're in the UK? How does it work in on a
Yes.
Zoom meeting? Do you know? But
Yeah.
I'm just explaining you now, like this is how it works. Bob will give you an, a guide to follow. You're very supportive the whole way as well. Literally, any time of the day. Obviously, don't ring you at 3 o'clock in the morning, but like he will always be on the
Yeah.
other side of the phone for you to
Of
have a
course.
chat with. Remember, like leaving your voice notes, and then you'll just respond straight away, and then you'll give me advice. Just with my general life as well, and
Okay.
recently we just started a diet plan too. So we're just looking at ways which can help myself get healthier, which a lot of personal trainers won't do. They'll just
Yes.
give
So
you
important.
the plan, but then now Bob, you're actually helping me, making myself not just to get rid of the sciatica, but to be a better and healthier person in general with my
Absolutely,
lifestyle.
absolutely. That's a very important factor that I think like a lot of people really don't see it as a part of things that they should do in regards to the recovery. If you are suffering from back pain, disc bulges, it can be any type of injury. One of the very important factors that people are not seeing is that they have to start to simply improve their health, overall health, which means your food, your sleep. You want to start gradually improving your daily activity, which means things that you can do. And that part is tricky because it's not one thing that you do for your back, it's about your whole life, which means like I really want to go to one thing that you started since you got this injury, because I think you, from the job that you had initially, Kenneth, you had a physical job. I mean, you were doing that for quite some time. And like, I encourage my patient to stay active and work during the injury. You get me? Which means working is hugely help your mental state to be active and you do not overthink and stay at home and just get bored and start to think and read stuff. You know what I mean? Maybe just share the other part of the story, which is very important for me as well, because it's not about just get you pain free and get you just comfortable with your injury, but the other fact that you start to really follow and chase your dream job that you used to want to do it, but you were doing it, but not 100%. Maybe share that part, because that's a
Yeah.
really huge win, man.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'd be happy to share that, Bob. So, yeah, before, like I said, I've worked in the Chinese takeaway. I've been there for 4 years of my life.
Yes,
Um, Not the most interesting job, but it's like a family business,
of
family
course.
run business. So,
Yeah,
it was quite hard to, I didn't have the motivation to get myself out of the job, even though my dream job was to be able to have my own working schedule, my own diary, basically like working for myself, but not in the not in the Chinese takeaway.
of
Maybe
course.
out on the road, meeting people, just building your communication skills, and also to for personal development as well in other sectors. So I had this injury in January, which I believe is a bit of a godsend because since then I've started. Collaborating with a good friend of mine, and we own our own property investment company now,
Very
which
good.
we manage we manage properties and investment products for our investors, which are mainly based overseas. This has been my business partner has been doing it for the past 3 years. I've been doing it for 9 months now, and it's the best thing that's ever happened to
Amazing.
me, all because of this injury. If I didn't have this injury, I think I'll still be working in the takeaway. And it's yeah, everything's just fell into place.
Amazing, man. Amazing. And then you know what? I'm like, there are people in UK gonna watch this video. I would definitely love to share your business. Somebody might want to contact you, man. You know what I mean? And get help,
Yeah,
because this
thank
is a
you.
open, I suppose, channel. People can communicate with you and go through things that you do over there and help me out. But
Yeah,
it's a
so our
huge
company
win
is
for me.
called
Yeah, yeah.
Elite Property Investment. So we're based in Yorkshire. This year we're looking to branch out and open our own lettings agency up in Leeds, West Yorkshire. So I'll
Amazing.
ask Bob if you don't mind to put the links down
Of
the
course, man.
video.
Yeah, I'll be happy
If you
to
have
help.
any properties, you can get in
Yeah.
touch. Yeah,
Kenneth is the man to get you sorted, guys. Yeah,
yeah,
but that's amazing, man. I mean, for me, the huge win there is that Kenneth, there are some struggle happening in life, and there's some obstacle and bumper comes around your way, and you can take it really as a negative things and say, okay, I can't do anything, and I'm injured, and I can't really continue, and I have to just take it easy and rest. That mental state is a huge part of the game, which means if you're suffering from back pain, there's a lot of things that somebody as a physio, me, I can help you. But if you are not in the right state of mind in regards to your recovery, things become much more difficult. That part, they have to understand that you have to start to take care of yourself, which means physically and mentally, which means part of getting a plan from me, it gives you a routine and structure. But from your side, I think, Kenneth, you really scale up that, and you didn't sit and you didn't wait for things to just get perfect and then go back to work, because you had some symptoms while you were working initially. And how's the symptoms right now, Kenneth, like in comparison to what used to be?
Yeah, so I'm happy to say that now after 4 months with you, Bob, I'm almost pain free. From when I first started, I'm able to go for long walks now. Um, Whereas before I can barely walk to the top of my stairs and back down.
Got you.
So
I got you.
I feel a lot healthier as well. I feel like I'm almost back, can go back to the gym.
So,
Getting out there, you've given me some exercises now to do with dumbbells, and also you just given building my confidence back to be
yes,
able to go back to the gym again. So I
100%.
feel like I'm on my way. I'm on my way there now.
That's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And I suppose, the fact is that, you're not getting any manual therapy anymore. You're not getting any massage. You're not getting anything beside following a plan that you basically doing, which means physically and mentally that challenge you to build up that your whole confidence. Because part of the back pain is not about just being pain free. The very important factor in back pain, which was in your case was a bit chronic, which means it wasn't for a week or two, it was a little bit longer, is that you start to lose that trust with your back. Yeah. And to regain that trust, this is the part that people who are watching this video need to understand, that there is no shortcut or tablets for it to take. You have to regain that trust by doing things step by step and building it up. Every single person has a different speed or different recovery time, or like I suppose progression, but you have to really challenge yourself, which means you have to start from somewhere and gradually build, which means what are you doing right now in comparison to the first 2 weeks of the training is hugely different. Does that make sense? Anything else, Kenneth, that you like to share with people who are watching this video that you think it can be relevant to, let's say, the disc bulges or disc herniation that you experience, you know what I mean, that you think is useful for them to do?
Yeah, so I just want to say, if you do have disc bulge or you do have disc herniation, you will get better. Don't think of
Amazing.
it as it's the end of the world, because you will get better. It might be a bumpy journey, it might be a rocky ride. At the start, you might get demotivated, but don't be. You will get better. Just trust the process.
Exactly.
Reach out to Bob. It's all about
Thank
trusting the
you.
process and trusting yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's so true. Like I suppose, Kenneth, we will update some maybe a video in future when you got to back to the gym. You're gonna have a busy schedule and for the next couple of weeks, but we
Of
will
course.
catch you again. And I suppose thank you so much for your time. Thank you for trusting the process and sticking to the plan, man. That is a
Yeah.
very important thing, because my goal as a physio is to help people to recover, but you got to understand that time is something that a lot of people ask me how long it takes me to get better, but they have to really understand that is estimation. And sometimes you need to work more, for it. But the reality is that if you stick to it, you're definitely going to recover. That's amazing, Kenneth. Thank you again for your
Thank you,
time.
Bob.
Thank you for watching this video. Hope you find this video helpful. If you're suffering from low back pain and you haven't found a way to recover, I believe getting some sort of clarity about your injury and having a routine to follow can match together and create a magic plan. I do help people all around the world with a simple recipe, and you can definitely follow a same method and recover. I believe you do have a chance to recover, and if you never do, you never know. If you have any question regarding to your injury, you can leave me comments. Please do not leave me a message about your MRI scan. I cannot give you any feedback based on your MRI, because I need to know you as a person, and if I don't know you, I can't give you any feedback. By throwing you some example of exercises, that does not necessarily going to help you to recover. You need to get clarity about what you need to do and what you shouldn't do. I would be more than happy to help you through an online consultation. You can book your consultation with the link below. If you have any other suggestion or concern about videos that I can create in future, you can always leave me a message underneath of this video, and we'll be more than happy to help. Make sure to subscribe this channel and share this video with your friends and family who may need this information. And do not forget to press that like button. I really appreciate your help. Until next week, all the best.